Okay, good evening. Call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the Thank you all for coming this evening. Will the clerk please take attendance? Thank you. Action to approve the agenda. Entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Comments from the public? Council have any comments on the agenda? Please call the roll.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Open forum. Is there any member of the public who wishes to address the council on an item not on tonight's agenda? Okay, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Approval of it. Are there any items to be removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and second. Is there any public comment on any of the items on the consent agenda? Council, questions, comments? Please call the roll.
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, presentations and reports. First thing we have is pitting ceremony for the Brookings Police Department. Officers Master and Walterman, and Chief Drake will officiate.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming. Thank you, community. Thank you for City Council, the mayor, and the city employees to welcome two of our new police officers to the City of Brookings Police Department. We have Officer Lisa Walterman and Officer Remy Master. If they both would come forward. Stand right here. Officer Walterman comes from Windham, Minnesota, all the way to beautiful Brookings. She is the mother of a 9-year-old son, and she also came from the Brookings County Jail, where we recruited her, and she is now a police officer for our city. She loves her 2 dogs, and she is a world champion equestrian rider. Officer Remy Masters comes from Hawaii, not Minnesota. And it's definitely a lot warmer because I just checked the weather there as opposed to Minnesota or Brookings. He spent 4 years in law enforcement prior to joining the City of Brookings Police Department in North Dakota and in South Dakota. And then prior to that, he spent 4 years in the armed services, serving in the United States Army. And he is here with Lisa to become part of our great family. So without further ado, I turn it over to our city mayor to perform the oath of office for these police officers.
Should we do both at the same time, Chief? Both of them at the same time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we'll bring this down. Okay, I state your name.
I, Remy Master.
Do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution and the laws of the United States, the Constitution and laws of the state of South Dakota, and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of a police officer for the city of Brookings, South Dakota. Thank you. Sure.
And then I invite City Council and the mayor to take a picture with our new police officers. Please, if you can come down here.
Oh, yeah, you stay. They'll just be out there. Okay. Have you guys come closer?
Brian, why don't you come back?
Yeah, Terry, that's good. That's good. I can see everybody's faces now. That's wonderful. Thank you. Big smiles. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, congratulations.
Okay, proclamation. Chamber, Visit Brookings, and BEDC would come forward to accept the proclamation. Okay. All right, Mayor Proclamation, whereas the City of Brookings celebrates our local small businesses and the contributions they make to our local economy and community. And whereas 68 cents of every dollar spent in a small business stays in the local community, and every dollar spent at small businesses creates an additional 48 cents to local business activity as a result of employees, local businesses purchasing local goods and services. And whereas small businesses represent 99.7% of firms with paid employees, are responsible for 61.1% of net new jobs created since 1995. Employ 45.9% of the employees in the private sector in the United States, and whereas the Saturday after Thanksgiving is a small business Saturday in communities across the country. And now therefore it be resolved that I, Opke G. Niemeyer, Mayor of the City of Brookings, do hereby proclaim Saturday, November 30, 2024, as Small Business Saturday, and urge all of our residents to shop and dine locally throughout the year. Thank you. You just want to say a few things? We're good. All right. Congratulations. Okay, now we get to have our 2024 year-to-date financial report. Ashley Rentz, our finance director, will present this item.
Good evening, Mayor and members of the council. This is our year-to-date financial report. In this presentation, I'll update you on sales tax revenues, budget to actuals, the City Council financial policy projects, capital improvement plan highlights, the community ARPA funding update, and our economic outlook. For sales tax, revenues reported through October are 5.5% above last year and 7.7% above budget. That equates to approximately $581,000 above budget each for first and second penny sales tax and $171,000 for 3B tax. 3B was running relatively flat to last year through September, and then we received an audit payment of approximately $64,000 in September for an issue that we've been following dating back to the end of 2022. October 3B came in at 14% over the same month last year, and we have another audit payment coming in November, suggesting that some of the lack of growth in the beginning of the year may have been due to some under-reporting issues that are now being resolved. This will be something to keep an eye on as we move into 2025, and the business improvement districts, or pillow tax, which is $2 per night on hotel stays, is remaining flat to last year at just under $14,000 below budget. We took these trends into consideration when budgeting for 2025, and our 2025 budget is in line with our 2023 and 2024 actuals. At approximately 85% through the year, general fund expenditures are at 73%, special revenue funds are at 46%, and enterprise funds are at 64%. General fund revenues are at 81%, special revenue funds are at 56%, and enterprise fund revenues are at 65%. Overall, this is aligned with our current expectations, and the deviation from where we're at in the year is driven by timing of projects and purchases that may be carried forward into next year. The second half of property tax is not figured into these figures, and several projects are in various stages of completion. All general fund expenditures are within budget at this time, except for the Community Service Division personnel expenditures, for which we have a resolution coming forward later this evening to transfer budget authority to account for additional labor due to code enforcement and police department support. The enterprise fund totals are mainly driven by timing of projects in solid waste, such as leachate force main and the construction of an equipment storage building, which are currently in progress. Now we'll briefly go through the City Council priority projects. We currently have reserves of just over $17.3 million, and our primary project, the police facility, is currently estimated at $18 million, showing a deficit of about $687,000. Our secondary projects consist of the fire station at $4 million, the activity center renovation at $5 million, and then the library renovation at $10 million, for a total of $19 million in secondary projects. The third-ranked projects total just over $4 million and include indoor recreation, Parks Shop Addition, the library furniture, the east lot at the Dakota Bank Center, a third street sweeper, and the climate action plan. We've had several large capital projects this year, including the Hillcrest Lap Pool Glass Coat, Larson Ice Center Blue Rink Dehumidification, Hillcrest Pickleball Courts, the Pioneer Park Bandshell Restoration, Prairie Hills Trail Phase 2, additional annual concrete maintenance, annual street maintenance and overlay and chip seal. Some significant equipment purchases this year have been the generator for this building, fire department self-contained breathing apparatus, a snow blower, loader, and water truck. In 2022, the City Council allocated $2.2 million to community partners for mental health, childcare, and housing initiatives, and all projects have made progress at this point, with the workforce housing at 15th and 7th and the Brookings Habitat for Humanity home being complete. ICAP has $5,500 left of their $110,000 to spend on rental and heating assistance, and the Brookings Behavioral Health and Wellness Ivy Center and Brookings Child Care Collaborative are in the construction phases of their projects. The Ivy Center is scheduled to have the Northwest Addition complete and in operation by February of 2025, and in March, the demolition and remodeling of the existing structure will take place. There are no external restrictions on the time frame that these funds can be used. And finally, the economic outlook is cautiously optimistic. GDP growth is projected to be stable, but still below the pre-pandemic levels. Inflation is a bit above normal in the services sector, and there has been some commodity price uncertainty recently. Consumer spending and labor market continue to be relatively strong, and some stability in the Federal Reserve interest rates may also boost the housing market and consumer spending. We've heard the term soft landing frequently throughout the past year, and this is still the focus of economic policy through measures to control inflation and maintain consumer spending levels. Over the past 3 months, it's interesting to note that the Midwest Consumer Price Index has been at or above the national level after trending lower than national since 2022. As of October, both the national and Midwest CPI were at 2.6%, meaning prices on average in October 2024 were 2.6% higher than the same month last year. That concludes the year-to-date finance report, and I'd be glad to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. Does council have any questions, comments? Councilmember Tilton Burn.
The dollar amount that you referenced that we received that we've kind of been following for a while, is that the last expected payment on that, or do we still expect additional payments?
The dollar amount on?
I believe it was on, was it 3B or was it?
On the 3B, we are,
If you go back on this slide, was it, or one of these you mentioned we received $64,000?
yep, we received $64,000 as an audit payment in 3B, and then in November, we just received another audit payment of, I think about $45,000. It wasn't necessarily expected, so there's obviously some audit issues.
And did you say that was dating back to the payments from like 2022?
Yeah, from the fourth quarter of 2022.
Okay, great. Do we know if there are additional payments pending, or is that?
We don't know at
We
this
don't know.
point.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
Councilmember Specker.
Yeah, I have two questions. I think it's the next slide.
Okay.
Yeah, can you explain the approximately 85% through the year?
So at this point, in November, we're 85% through the year. Our revenues and expenditures don't necessarily follow the same, percentage through the year, depending on when projects are completed and purchases are made.
But in all cases, the revenues are greater than the expenditures. The other question I have is on the council priority projects and the street sweeper. Well, I'm not sure, why wouldn't that be under capital improvement plan?
They generally are for replacements. This is for adding an additional one to do more street sweeping within the organization or within the community. Right now, we just have enough to replace what we've always had. This is adding another one into the actual CIP. And usually what we do is I look to have the stormwater fee help pay for that because it is a stormwater initiative. But right now, I think we only have two. Is that right, John? I'm looking to you in the back. So this is looking at adding a third one to the fleet. Yeah, normally, you're right. Normally, they do come through the CIP. But historically, in the past, we haven't had the funds available because we've funded other things. And so theoretically, that could go back in. But we just really haven't made the initiative to add a third one into the fleet.
Okay, thanks. Thanks, Ashley.
Councilmember Wendell.
Thank you, Mayor. I had a follow-up question on the audit payment that Councilor Tilton Burn asked about. I just want to make sure I understand what constitutes an audit payment and how we receive it. Does that mean that there was perhaps a business in the community that was not either collecting or remitting the tax revenue?
Yep, that is correct.
How do we detect when that's happening, and is there typically that much delay in the city receiving those revenues?
Sure. So the city detected that back in the end of 2022. We do some data analysis, and we saw that what we would normally see for first and second penny sales tax in those like eating places and drinking places usually matches right up with the percentages for 3B for first, second, and third penny, and they weren't matching up. So we contacted the state and asked the questions, and they figured out who it was, but it took them quite a while to actually do the audit.
Sure. So we work through like the State Department of Revenue,
Yep.
and then they help us to collect the payment.
Exactly.
Great. Thank you.
Any other questions, comments from council? Thank you, Ashley. All right, going to contracts and change orders. Item 7A, action on the 2025 to 2027 Teamster Local Union Number 120 Police Union Agreement. Casey Bell, our Human Resources Director, will present this item.
Thank you, Mayor and City Council. This item approves an updated agreement between the city and the Teamster Local Union Number 120, who represents the police employees. The existing 3-year agreement is set to expire December 31st, 2024. This updated agreement will cover years 25, 26, and 27. This 3-year agreement updates employee benefits, adjusts 2025 salaries, and streamlines contractual language for improved clarity and efficiency. Due to the fluctuation of sales tax, this agreement includes salaries as an annual opener to ensure expenses of increased pay do not outpace revenues. For 2025, the employees will be eligible for a 2.5% cost of living adjustment and up to a 2% merit increase. The updated salaries and benefits are contained within the 2025 budget, and city staff recommends approval of the agreement.
Thanks, Casey. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any public comment on this item? Council have any questions, comments? Please call the roll.
Tilden Burn,
Aye.
Wendell,
Aye.
Avery,
Aye.
Doran. Aye. Niemeyer,
Aye.
Rasmussen,
Aye.
Specker.
Aye.
Okay, on to item 7B, action on 2025-2027 Teamster Local Union Number 120 City General Union Agreement. Casey will also present this item.
Thanks, Mayor. This item approves an updated agreement between the city and the Teamster Local Union Number 120, who also represents the city general employees. The existing 3-year agreement is set to expire December 31st, 2024. This updated agreement will also cover years 25, 26, and 27. Similar to the police contract, this 3-year agreement updates employee benefits. It defines covered positions, adjusts 2025 salaries, and also streamlines contractual language for improved clarity and efficiency. Due to the fluctuation of sales tax, this agreement also includes salaries as an annual opener to ensure expenses of increased pay don't outpace revenues. For 2025, these employees will also be eligible for a 2.5% cost of living adjustment and a 2% merit increase. The updated salaries and benefits contained within this contract are also within the 2025 budget, and city staff recommends approval.
Thank you, Casey. Entertain a motion to approve this item.
So moved.
Second.
Public comment on this item. Council, have any questions, comments? Well, it's always good to get a contract done. I guess this is a moment where we could probably thank our staff for doing an exemplary job for the services that they provide our citizens in this city. And this is due compensation. Please call the roll.
Wendell, Avery,
Aye.
Doran. Aye. Niemeyer,
Aye.
Rasmussen,
Aye.
Specker,
Aye.
Tilden Burn.
Aye.
Item 7C, action on resolution 24-109, a resolution authorizing change order number 1 for 2024-08 STI street maintenance and overlay project, Bose Construction. Charlie Richter, our city engineer, will present this item.
Good evening, Council. I'm your city engineer, Charlie Richter. I'm here tonight requesting approval of Resolution 24-109 for a change order to Project 2024-8 STI Street Maintenance and Overlay Project. The project included the resurfacing of the following streets: Pebble Beach, Summit Circle, Wapaton Pass, 7th Street from Campanile Ave to Jackrabbit Ave, the intersection of 1st Ave and 8th Street, and the landfill parking lot. The requested change order is for the addition of gravel and other work needed to address unforeseen subsurface conditions on 7th Street, and the addition of the resurfacing of 14th Avenue between 3rd and 4th Street due to pavement failure. The change order totals $127,664.57, which equates to approximately a 10% increase to Bose Construction's original contract of $1.2 million. With this change order, the total contract value of $1,334,145.92 is still under the engineer's estimate of $1,447,865.50 by $113,000. There are sufficient appropriations in the CIP fund for this change order. Public Works recommends the change order for Bose Construction to be approved.
Thanks, Charlie. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any comment from the public? Questions? Council have any questions, comments on this item? Please call the roll.
Avery,
Aye.
Doran. Aye. Niemeyer,
Aye.
Rasmussen,
Aye.
Specker,
Aye.
Tiltonburn.
Aye.
Wendell.
Aye.
Okay, there are no first readings this evening. And item 9, second readings and public hearings. We have a public hearing and action on a commercial corridor design review overlay district site plan for Lot 1 in Block 1 of Moriarty Edgebrook, Second Edition. Mike Struck, our Community Development Director, will present this item.
Thank you, Mayor and Council and members of the public. The item before you tonight is a commercial corridor design review overlay district application for a C-store located at the intersection of 22nd Avenue and 20th Street South. The location is currently zoned B2. It's a proposed convenience store with attached car wash. As it's part of the commercial corridor, there are some site restrictions as far as placement. Traditionally, in the commercial corridor, the buildings are to be built at the setback line, and if they're one-story buildings, they can protrude 10 feet into the setbacks. In this particular case, there's a unique existing circumstance along 22nd Avenue in that there's a 30-foot utility easement, so it required the building all to be pushed further west from 22nd Avenue. In addition, with the proposed building layout and such, with it when it having a drive-through lane on the east side, the wraparound to the south side for the car wash, the building is pushed even a little bit further west, so it is being recommended with a 63.4-foot setback from 22nd Avenue. On the south side, the building is at the appropriate location, but there's a bypass lane on the south side of the car wash so that for whatever reasons, if a vehicle gets in the lane and needs to get out, they provide a bypass lane. With that bypass lane provision, they're asking for an exception to have a landscaping setback of only 5.5 feet versus the 10 feet that is required. So it does come to you, unanimous recommendation from the Planning Commission, and the staff recommends approval with the 2 exceptions of the east setback being 63.4 feet from the east property line, and then having a 5.5-foot landscape setback on the south property line. I'd stand for any questions that you may have.
Thanks, Mike. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded and open the public hearing on this item. Is there any public comment? This would be the time for whoever is going to be putting this convenience store here to do some free advertising if they choose.
Good evening. My name is Jim Gepner. I'm a development manager for Circle K, and I just wanted to say that we appreciate all the help and support that we've received from the city throughout this process, and we look forward to becoming a part of the community. We take pride in our operations. We do a thorough job of training, both with the employees and with our managers in the store, and we have district managers that oversee the store as well. So we think we'll be a great addition to the community and look forward to becoming a part of it. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other comments from the public? Council questions, comments? Please call the roll.
Doran. Aye. Niemeyer,
Aye.
Rasmussen,
Aye.
Specker,
Aye.
Tiltonburn.
Aye.
Wendell.
Aye.
Avery.
Aye.
Okay, we have a tabled item here. Do we want to do the motion to remove it from the table first?
So moved.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to remove this item from the table. Public hearing and action on annual on-sale convention.
We need to make a roll call.
We need to do roll call. Please call the roll. Sorry.
Niemeyer,
Aye.
Rasmussen,
Aye.
Specker,
Aye.
Tiltonburn.
Aye.
Wendell.
Aye.
Avery.
Aye.
Doran. Aye.
Okay. Public hearing and action on annual on-sale convention liquor license renewal for Park Hospitality, La Cantina Restaurant, which failed an alcoholic beverage compliance check within the last 12 months. Bonnie Foster will present this item.
Mayor and council members, the item in front of you is a renewal for their on-sale convention liquor license. They did have 3 failures of an alcohol compliance check in 22, 1 in 23, and 1 in 24. They did pass their most recent check, which was in September of 2024. They have completed all of the state processes and paid the appropriate fines that have been part of these alcohol compliance check violations. Lance Park, the owner of Park Hospitality, is unable to be here tonight, but Ray Aranda, who is the manager of the La Cantina restaurant, is present this evening if you have any questions for him. If the council decides to renew this license, all paperwork will be sent to the Department of Revenue and Pier, and they will make the final determination if the license is renewed.
Thanks, Bonnie. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. We'll open the public hearing on this item. Is there any public comment? Okay. Public hearing is closed. Does council have any questions or comments? Councilmember Specker.
Yeah, I would like more explanation of, during the last 3 failures, what took place to sort of remedy the problem.
Hello. So my name is Ray, one of the owners of La Cantina.
Get close to the mic.
Oh, yep.
We're trying to record.
So
Thank
yeah,
you.
so yeah, we have 12 waiters. Every time I go there, I mean, I try to be there at least every weekend, and I tell the waiters every time, you have to ask for ID, and but this happens every Thursday when they come and check. Then it's not an excuse, but we're super busy. And, I go there in the morning, 5 o'clock, and tell them to ask for ID. But like I said, we have 12 waiters, and they seem to forget every time. I've been there a couple times when they check. What we did now, I bought some ID scanners. So now they have to scan every ID. So that's why, I don't think it would happen again.
How many of those scanners have you gotten? Does each person, all 12 people have those?
Well, we only have 6 waiters at a time, but since this only happens on Thursday, so we check IDs at when they come in, so we have 2 scanners.
But you sell alcohol every day of the week, right?
Yes, but when this even when they come and check, even they know this only happens on Thursday when it's margarita night. Every time they come and check, I even have the cameras. They come on Thursdays when we're super busy, and they run up to the bar and ask for a beer when they know we're busy. Every time I have all the videos on camera when cops come in. They know we're busy, so they come and ask for a beer at the bar when we're super busy every Thursday.
So
last 4 times they come and check, it was on a Thursday night when we're packed.
So are you using the scanners on other nights as well?
We use them if we see they're under like 30, we don't use them for everyone, but we try to use them every night, yes.
Okay.
Comments, questions from the rest of the council? Councilmember Duren.
Thank you, Mayor. So just a follow-up question to Councilmember Specker's question. You said that you don't use the scanners every night. So what is
we do use them.
You do?
Yes,
okay.
But not for everyone. I'm one of the owners. I have a manager there. If you're like 40, 50, we're not gonna use the scanners. We just try to, mostly if you go to La Cantina, we get half price margaritas on Thursday. That's when all the college kids come in, and that's usually when it happens. That's when we've seen kids that look underage. But we use them every night. We have them there.
Sure. So then just to clarify, do you use the scanners for every person, or what is the determining factor for when to use the scanner or not?
I told the waiters, you can tell who's underage, or if kids, college kids and everything. If you see someone there's like 60, obviously you're not gonna use the scanner with them. Just like, when you take the test, only if they look over 40, then you don't ask for ID. But now we ask everyone.
Sure, okay,
Yeah.
so you use the scanner for if they appear under 30, but otherwise you do ask for ID, or
And we
what is
ask
your
for ID
process?
to everyone too, yes.
Okay,
Yeah, we ID everyone. And we have those problems before where they have fake IDs and stuff like that. So now we have those scanners too, yep.
sure, okay, thank you.
Councilmember Wendell.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm a little concerned, Ray, because as you talk about the problem being exclusively on Thursday night,
Yes.
we're not really certain that the problem of underage consumption is only a problem on Thursday night. It just seems that you only get caught on Thursday nights.
Well,
So-
that's what it sounds like, but.
Yeah, so I want to understand a little bit more what your training process is for staff. I understand you have the scanners in place now, but if
Yep.
you're onboarding one of your dozen new staff members, which I understand, it is probably hard to ensure that there's uniform practice across all 12 staff members, but what does your onboarding process look like, whether it's happening on a Thursday night or not, every day of the week, any open hours, how do you train your staff to ensure there isn't underage consumption?
First of all, they have to take the class from now on. I own 14 restaurants, so I try to be, I live here now in Brookings, so I moved to Brookings a couple years ago. We train all the waiters now, since this happened, when we had the second fine, now we have to fire, whoever gets caught or anything, we fire them. That's one of the things they know, and I tell them every time, and it's still happening. I mean, it's still happening another time. But I mean, they're just waiters. I mean, there's not basically any training other than the test that they take, and they know they're not supposed to ask for ID. Even one of my managers, he got caught, selling underage, and one of those days too. So he's got one of the fines, and I mean, there's not much I can do. I tell him every time, but we serve up to 700 people a night. If you go there on a Thursday, it's super busy. I mean, it's impossible for me to keep track of every waiter asking ID. It's just way too much work. I mean, that's one of the things we figure out, ID scanner, so we scan every ID, and I mean, it worked last time, and they came and checked on Thursday a couple months ago, and it looks like it's working now. Yep.
All right, thank you. Any other comments, questions from council?
Just a brief one.
Councilmember Specker.
Have you ever considered like IDing them at the door and stamping them? if
That's
they're-
what we're doing on Thursdays now.
Okay.
That's why we have the scanners.
So you just have the one scanner, then you
Two
don't-
scanners, and we have two people at the door, a manager and the guy at the register scanning IDs, yes.
But you're only doing that on Thursdays?
They ask for ID every day. We only scan on Thursday. That's when we get all the college. Every night is busy, but like I say, Thursday we have half-price margaritas, and we get at least 500 people at the door from 5 to 10. So that's when we try to check everyone's ID. And they still ask for ID or scan IDs at the table, but it's like having just a person, like a security at the door asking for ID. I mean, it's a family restaurant. We don't want that neither. I mean, I don't think, unless you guys want me to do that, but.
Okay.
Or Steve, our city lawyer, has got a question?
Just a couple questions. You have a sign or had a sign at the cash register.
Yes.
Telling people that you will be checking their ID.
Yes.
And that sign, it wasn't real readable, or at least.
Now we got at every door, if you come in from the hotel, every door, there's like two doors at the front. We have one at the register, at the bar, everywhere. We put signs everywhere, yes.
Okay. And then with respect to the reminders to your staff, is there someone that's reminding them to check IDs each shift?
Yes, I have a manager there too, and I tell them every weekend, every Thursday, they know, and I mean, it did happen again, but like I said, I tried to do it, but.
And the last question, you understand that compliance checks they may have happened on occasion on Thursdays, but that can happen anytime.
Oh yeah, and like I said, we check every Thursday, but like Thursdays, we're super busy. There's a line at the bar, waiting for drinks. And if they come and check and sit at the table, It never happened at one of the tables. You know, we got, like I said, we have up to 700 people, and the bartender, he's super busy. So the guy just comes and asks for a beer at the bar. That's what he does. I mean, he doesn't come and sit down and ask for a beer. He just runs. I have all the videos. He just runs in straight to the bar and ask the bartender, hey, can I get a beer? Just like that. I mean, he doesn't even sit down or anything. The person who's checking for underage. It's not an excuse, but
yeah,
I have all the videos, and that's what they do.
well, that might be a weak link in the system that you need to address.
Yeah, like I said, it's not an excuse, but they do it. Every time we got caught, it was on a Thursday, and they don't even come and sit down at any table. They just run straight to the bar, ask for a beer, and they leave. That's what they do. I mean, if you hand them the beer, they'll call the cops or whoever's waiting outside, come in, and that's what they do.
Any comments, questions? Please call the roll.
Rasmussen,
No.
Specker,
No.
Tildenburn,
No.
Wendell,
No.
Avery,
No.
Doran,
No.
Niemeyer.
I'll be the yes. So Bonnie, where do we, or Steve, Bonnie, where do we go now?
I will notify the State Department of Revenue that the renewal of this license was denied, and then seek consult from them what options are for the business moving forward.
Okay, thank you. Item 10A, action on Resolution 24-108, a resolution transferring funds between the city departments.
So the application for renewal was denied.
Okay. So what, it's going to be suspended for how long, or what do I do now?
We'll be in contact with you and Mr. Park.
And do I stop selling liquor right away, or?
Ray, your license currently does not expire until midnight on December 31st. So
Okay.
you are free to continue selling alcohol up until that time.
Okay.
But we will be in touch before then with a determination from the State Department of Revenue.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, other business, item 10A, action on Resolution 24-108, a resolution transferring funds between city departments. Ashley Wrench, our Finance Director, will present this item.
Thank you, Mayor. This is Resolution 24-108, transferring funds between city departments. This resolution has 4 parts. Part 1 transfers $62,000 from the payout contingency account to for employee retirements and separations, with $37,000 going to the police department and $25,000 going to the Parks Department. Part 2 transfers $45,000 from community development to community service for the transfer of 1 full-time position to code enforcement. And Part 3 transfers $57,000 in budget authority from the police department to community service for employee labor to support police department vacancies and service needs. And finally, Part 4 transfers $21,000 in budget authority from the building sinking fund to the other capital line in the capital improvement fund for the city's portion of a monopole tower to relocate the city's radio antennas for public safety. This resolution reallocates a total of $185,000 in existing budget authority and therefore has no overall impact on the budget. Staff recommends approval of this resolution as presented, and with that, I'll stand by for questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Ashley. Entertain a motion to approve.
So move.
Second.
Any public comment on this item? Council questions, comments? Please call the roll.
Specker,
Aye.
Tildenburn,
Aye.
Wendell,
Aye.
Avery,
Aye.
Doran,
Aye.
Niemeyer,
Aye.
Rasmussen.
Aye.
Okay, item 10B, action on Resolution 24-107, a resolution declaring jurisdictional change of a portion of 34th Avenue and 30th Street. John Thompson, our Public Works Director, will present this item.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council members. John Thompson with Public Works. Item 10B proposes a resolution declaring jurisdictional change on a portion of 34th Avenue and 30th Street. It's commonly referred to as the Landfill Road. Back in 1991, the city passed a resolution to construct a suitable access road within the county to the city's regional landfill and to maintain that road in perpetuity. In 2019, the South Dakota State Department of Transportation removed these road segments from the county's primary highway system. However, the jurisdictional control still remained underneath the county. The proposed resolution will change the jurisdictional control of these segments of roads, providing clarity as to which jurisdiction is responsible for issuance of permits, such as driveway permits or right-of-way drainage easement permits. This resolution will also reaffirms the city's commitment to maintaining the road, which will be funded through the landfill enterprise reserves. County is agreeable to this change and passed a reciprocal resolution on this matter last week. That concludes staff's presentation. Stand for any questions.
Thanks, John. Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Any public comment on this item? Council questions, comments? Please call the roll.
Tilden Burn,
Aye.
Wendell,
Aye.
Avery,
Aye.
Doran,
Aye.
Niemeyer,
Aye.
Rasmussen,
Aye.
Specker.
Aye.
Okay. Samantha Beckman, our assistant to the city manager, will present the City of Brookings progress report for the month of November.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the council. This is the November 2024 progress report. The holiday season is coming up, and the public is invited to attend the 2024 Mayor's Holiday Celebration and Mayor's Award event. The event will be hosted at the Dakota Bank Center with a social starting at 5 p.m. and awards at 6 p.m. Be sure to come help celebrate the 2024 Mayor's Award recipients with us. And before the first real snowfall of the season, make sure you're signed up for parking ban and snow alerts with Notify Me. And also a reminder that should you have any other snow-related concerns that are not emergencies, Engage Brookings is our citizen reporting software, and concerns are automatically routed to the correct departments. Both Notify Me and Engage Brookings can be found on the city's website homepage. In Public Works, the street maintenance and overlay project is now substantially completed, and the intersection of Main Avenue and 3rd Street is undergoing a pedestrian scramble project that is in progress with a targeted completion date of the end of 2024. The Brookings Regional Airport is in the middle of a 2-year taxiway project that would extend runways 17 and 35. The first phase of that project was completed this year, and the entire project is expected to be completed next fall. BMU's 34th Avenue project is now substantially completed, and the intersection at 6th is now open to Cook's Waste Paper and Recycling. In the Solid Waste Division, the Solid Waste Master Plan is in its implementation phase. The leachate force main design is progressing well, and staff is working with the contractor and BMU on pipeline routing and lift station design work, with a groundbreaking planned for the spring of 2025. The parking lot pavement at the landfill was completed on October 11th, and an operational gap analysis, which will tell us where the department can become more efficient, had their observation portion completed, and we'll be receiving that report in early 2025. The next collections truck is currently being wrapped with the recycling awareness messaging, and work has started on the landfill equipment storage building that should also be completed at the end of the year. Congratulations to the 2 new officers that were pinned tonight. The Brookings Police Department has been very busy with community events. Some of those include the Citizen First Responder Academy, which finished up their 12-week course. The Walmart, they partnered with Walmart to do a DEA drug take-back event on October 26th, where all expired and unwanted medications were accepted for proper disposal. And on November 10th, the police department was also honored to host and serve a meal to local veterans in honor of Veterans Day. The police department was also in attendance at other community events, including the rodeo at the Dakota Bank Center, SDSU football and Brookings High School football games, and hockey matches as well. The department hosted a local law enforcement breakfast at the end of October, with all law enforcement agencies in Brookings being represented. The department was also honored to help support the SDSU Air Force ROTC cadets by providing our command trailer for shelter at the Veterans Memorial Park. The cadets stood watch from Sunday, November 10th to Monday, November 11th to honor those who served. And the city has hired Troy Hughes as the next Brookings Fire Department chief. Current Chief Pete Bolzer will be retiring at the end of the year and staying on with us on a part-time basis until Chief Hughes starts in May. The Parks, Recreation, and Forestry Department has been busy this month with lots of holiday-related activities, including the holiday decorations, which were on the light poles around town, and installing the city's very own holiday tree outside of the Brookings Activity Center. The city will be hosting a tree lighting ceremony on December 6th at 6 p.m. The Activity Center will also be the host for the Winter Farmers Market that will be every first Saturday and third Thursday now through April. The Larson Ice Center is in full swing and busy with hockey, figure skating, and curling. And they are also working with the Dakota Bank Center to host an ice racing event in April. The department is undergoing a financial sustainability study to help with the financial longevity of the department. And the Edgebrook Golf Course is now closed for the season with another record year on the books. Staff there is working on implementing a new software next year. And they also had forestry crews remove 1,500 ash trees from the golf course this year, which mostly came from the Shelter Belt region. The Parks Department is also working on completing an integrated pest management plan that would be a future requirement of the Bee City USA program. And then lastly, they're also working on some infographics, and the forestry one is displayed on the screen right now. The library's window replacement project began in late May and is reaching its completion. And they have also installed a new electric movable wall in the Cooper Room. The Dakota Bank Center is hosting 13 event days in November. Highlights from the last month include the Veterans Day program and Holiday Shopping Expo. The Mistletoe Mayhem and Sesame Street Live events both have tickets on sale now. And with that, I will take any questions.
Thank you, Samantha. Questions, comments from council? Councilmember Specker.
Yeah. Could you please describe what a pedestrian scramble is?
Yes, and I wonder if John would be better to explain it.
I keep seeing it, and is it when they go diagonally across the road?
I would think it would be best if John were to act it out, too.
I agree.
John Thompson, Public Works. Yes, council member, that pedestrian scramble, what we're going to do there, since we do not have full pedestrian protection on the timing for that, so pedestrian scramble will be if you're at a pedestrian button and you're wanting to walk across, once you hit that button, on the next cycle, all lights, north, south, east, and west, will turn red for that period of time, generally whatever the period of time is for the timing for pedestrian to walk across the street. In larger cities with a lot of traffic, you would have a full open access so they could walk diagonally across, but we're not going to do that. We don't have the traffic for that. Plus we have curbing on that for now.
Right.
But it'll just be, it'll be a slight delay for the traffic downtown, but once a pedestrian comes up, if they hit it, they'll be fully protected whichever way they want to go.
Okay, thanks.
So it's a new pilot.
Councilmember Tilton Burn, do you have a question?
That was my question as well.
All right, all right.
The only other thing I would mention in Sam's report, December 6th, she mentioned this earlier, is the tree lighting. The whole community, council's invited, hope everyone will be there. First time we've ever done this before, and I've heard that there's probably not enough lights to light this tree, according to Kristen.
And we've got more on the way.
Excellent. The tree came from where?
I believe they acquired it from the Dakota Nature Park.
Okay, all right, cool. There wasn't much for a root system, but I guess evergreens don't have much for a root system. And then also we have the parade of lights after that also for downtown, so it'll be quite a night. Okay, so we have 2 council meetings in December. We'll talk about December 10th. We have declaring surplus property on our consent agenda and the December-January board appointments. And then STSU report to ex officio reports, contracts for city attorney, city manager, bid award for leachate hauling, and hayland lease. And we have a second reading, public hearing on temporary alcohol for St. Thomas More event. Move on to December 17th. We get a report from Solventum on the PFAS report update. Surplus property, March, June, December, or September and December. Volunteer board appointments also. STSU Reports Association report. And I get to say Mayor's State of the City address. We don't have any first or second readings as of yet. And then renaming of a street in Pioneer Park. It's been a long time coming. A young man has been pushing for getting a street renamed, and we've figured out where to do that. And then RES maintain. What is that?
Not sure.
Bonnie, RES maintain mileage. Or mileage, yeah, maintain mileage. What is
That's
that?
an item coming forward from John Thompson talking about the number of lane miles within the city of Brookings.
All right. And then we'll have the progress report from our assistant to the city manager again. That being said, council have any items for future agenda? Councilmember Specker.
I was hoping that maybe in the late winter, the forestry could do something on the ash borer and what the city's going to be doing with that. The approaches.
Okay. Get that to Kristen then?
Yeah, actually, I believe Christian's going to be coming up real quick in December to talk about the initiative at the Fishback Soccer Complex with a new playground set, so it'd be a great opportunity to give an update on the ash borer.
Okay. Councilmember Wendell.
Thank you, Mayor. I would like to make a motion to initiate an investigatory group to create an implementation plan to merge the Brookings Area Chamber of Commerce, the Brookings Economic Development Corporation, Downtown Brookings, and Visit Brookings. And I would like the group to include 3 members of the City Council and representatives from those 4 agencies.
Okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Discussion? Yeah. All right. Let's have a little discussion here. Council members have any comments? Okay.
I could make some comments.
Yeah, go
on
ahead.
why
Go ahead,
I'm
Nick.
requesting the motion. I just wanted to note sort of the intention behind this group. Our intention would be to have this group convene in December and work to develop an implementation plan that would guide this merged effort among the 4 agencies. The goal would be to present the implementation plan back to the council in April of 2025. And so between December of 24 and April of 25 to have this group work toward the creation of an implementation plan to really guide the merged effort along with the 4 agencies.
All right. Councilmember Tilton Burn.
I would just say that I support moving forward with this investigatory group, really because when we did our economic development master plan, this was a goal that we looked at doing in that. And so this would help us to actually accomplish that goal. I think one of the things we want to be really clear about is the fact that we absolutely, as a city, support all of the entities that we will be including in this process. What we hope to do is, in the end, have an outcome where we actually have better usage of resources, especially those dollars that are invested by the city. I think as we are stewards of the tax dollars that come through the city, it's important to look at any way that we can be more efficient with those dollars. And I think that if we're able to have each of the economic development organizations come together collaboratively to work under an umbrella, that would allow them to collaborate more closely, more frequently, and better utilize the resources available to them. So this is certainly a partnership partnership with those organizations and something that we're really excited to be able to explore going forward.
Okay. Any other comments, questions? Please call the roll.
Wendell,
Aye.
Avery,
Aye.
Doran,
Aye.
Niemeyer,
Aye.
Rasmussen,
Aye.
Specker,
Aye.
Tilton Bird.
Aye.
Okay. I don't think we have any other questions, comments from council about any other items. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Aye.